Well, it was another pedestrian session for the market where the averages just sort of held up, drifted into the close. Now, the market, though, always kind of does this after the jobs report. It's not unusual, but I will say the extraordinary light volume does underscore how attention has been diverted to Washington, D.C. But I will say also, there was great news today, and all investors should know about this, especially when it comes to the manufacturing renaissance. I've been talking about this. Now, you had two things. The jobs opening and labor turnover report showed that for the first time ever, more than 6 million job openings right now. And by the way, there's a 29% spike in openings for manufacturing jobs. Also today, the Census Bureau released first quarter industrial financial results. And yes, manufacturing rocked. First quarter manufacturing revenues came in at $1.63 trillion, up more than 6% from a year ago. And while the top line increase was impressive, it was after-tax earnings that surged almost 20% for manufacturing from a year ago. In fact, that's the highest level since the fourth quarter of 2014, and that was coming off the quarter before that, an all-time record. So this is why manufacturing jobs, according to ADP, surged this year. We talk 106,000, 21,000 a month on average versus zero net gain for 2016. Now, there's nothing as hard data as bottom line data, right? So even if you want to discount for things like the U.S. dollar and stock buybacks, at the end of the day, the bottom line drives the market. And on that note, I've implored viewers and my subscribers to be overweight in industrial names, material names, and one of those names is Thor Industries, the nation's largest maker of recreational vehicles. And we've got Bob Martin, CEO of Thor Industries, who joins us now. Bob, first I got to say congratulations on an amazing earnings report yesterday.
Yeah, thank you very much. Definitely remarkable earnings and a record, and just definitely the market is trending upward.
Bob, what do you attribute this to? Because it feels like your industry is in this sort of sweet spot, but it's always been something of a proxy for the entire country.
You know, right now it's definitely in growth mode, but a lot of it is a younger buyer, a changing demographic. Younger people, but we're reaching out to different demographics in a whole new way, and we started through our Go RVing campaign through the RV industry, and we're just educating people more about the RV lifestyle. We've done more with ThorIndustries.com, just teaching people what camping and the RV lifestyle is about, and it's not just going to a campground. It's going to a kids lacrosse game, going to a concert. It's many different ways that they're finding that they can use the RV. Just seems to be expanding the growth, along with a younger buyer buying a less expensive, more affordable unit, and that's what's really driving the numbers.
I think also it doesn't hurt that these millennials want experiences, right? So while we're watching a brick-and-mortar retail crash, when they can go out there and do things, it seems like that's what they're gravitating to, and they're willing to spend good money to do it.
Definitely. We're finding that the younger buyers are looking for, the experience all over the United States, North America, and they're taking shorter trips. Different than 15, 20 years ago in the RV industry where, older customers were buying large motorhomes for $500,000. We're selling a lot of trailers that are less than $20,000 retail, a lot of motorhomes that are less than $75,000, and people seem to be taking shorter trips, long weekends. They're not getting the 2 weeks anymore.
Yeah. Well, I remember my first and only RV trip might have been too long, from New Jersey to Alabama, but that's a whole different story. I've been talking about this manufacturing renaissance. I've been watching it, and it feels like it's coming on. I see it in jobs numbers. We saw it today with the Census Bureau data. You're an American manufacturer. You guys do a lot, particularly in the state of Indiana. Give us your thoughts on reviving America's manufacturing base.
I think Made in America is a great thing. I mean, for us, we're U.S.-based. Our consumer is North America, U.S. and Canada. We have over 200 factories in the U.S. based out of Indiana, Ohio, Oregon, and Idaho. And we have workers that they're willing to work hard. It's a tough job, but it's much like building a home on wheels. And so it's very handcrafted, very little robotic. And we really gravitate towards these rural centers for all of our factories. And for us, we're expanding several of our factories in Indiana. We're adding factories in Indiana. We're also expanding in Ohio and Idaho as well. So I really see the industrial growth, it's going to just continue to grow.